Like morning, afternoon, evening, you don't even keep the count how much you have spoken, how much, your cigarettes you have taken. And now you want to give it up. No, I don't want to do it. That requires to go against your conditioned nature. It requires determination. You want to, get serious and sincere in spiritual practice. That requires determination. Krishna says in the Gita, there's an energy working against you. You want to practice, right? And there's an energy called the material energy. It works against your spiritual practices, right? So for that, to overcome that material energy, you require, Krishna calls it Maya, right? So to work against this material energy, you require determination. Hmm? So, uh, what does Maya do? Maya plays the role of testing our determination. Will we still continue? Right. So, when we have to go against challenges in life, physical challenges, mental challenges, right, emotional challenges, it requires determination to cross over. So, Srila Prabhupada at various places in Bhagavad Gita, hmm, and Krishna also has spoken many places about determination. So we'll first try to discuss 5 reasons why we lack determination. Okay, ready? The first reason Krishna discusses it is in the second chapter of the Gita, 44th verse. Right? Bhogaishvarya prasaktanam taya aparita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadho na vidhiyate. So the first reason Krishna gives in the Gita for lack of determination is that our attachment to our sense gratification, as Prabhupada calls it. We have senses. How many senses do we have? Or are we senseless? No, we have. We have senses, right? We would not like to be even called senseless. We have how many senses do we have? Six includes the mind, right? Then we have six. Otherwise, we have five working senses, which are those. And all the senses, what do? They demand. They demand. The eyes want to see, the nose wants to smell, the ears want to hear. And there's a lot of demand that these senses do. They they put. So, and we are very attached to sense gratification, Prabhupada says, right? We consider ourselves the body, which is made up of senses, and whole life goes on for what? Keep on providing to these senses, right? So when we are attached to sense gratification, these senses keep on demanding. We keep on fulfilling those demands. Like we just had dinner, right? How many of you had lunch in the afternoon and you still had to take dinner? Sometimes we should worry, right? When will this belly get filled? How much are we putting in? Right? It doesn't get filled. Right? What a creation of God. It doesn't get filled. And more than that, the tongue demands so many tasty foods, right? And for satisfying that one sense, that is one of the senses, tongue, so much is going on, right? Whole life we are working. And Prabhupada says, just like a ship, how does a big ship move in the ocean? It has to, if it has to change direction, there's a rudder, right? Very small rudder, right? A little direction, change in direction there, and the whole ship moves. So Prabhupada says for the human body, out of the 5 senses, especially this tongue is like that rudder. How do you deal with this tongue? What offer to this tongue, right? So senses will demand. We are always in a mood to give to these senses. Prabhupada says determination will come when you control the senses, right? When you give in to the senses, determination will not be there, right? So, and out of all the senses, which is the sense to be controlled? Srila Prabhupada says the tongue is the most important. So, in the book The Quest for Enlightenment, Srila Prabhupada writes, our tongue wants very palatable dishes to taste. So, Krishna, being very kind, has given us hundreds and thousands of palatable dishes, remnants of food eaten by him. And if you simply make this determined vow, Prabhupada says in the book, take a vow of determination. What? I shall not allow my tongue to taste anything not offered to Krishna, and shall always engage my tongue in chanting Hare Krishna. Prabhupada says, then all perfection is in your grasp. Simply two things. I will offer, I will give to the tongue, I'll eat what is offered to Krishna, and I will chant Hare Krishna. All perfection. Two simple things. Don't eat anything not offered to Krishna, and always chant Hare Krishna. And Prabhupada ends the paragraph by saying, that's all. Our spiritual practice is that much. Chant Hare Krishna and only. So we have senses, the senses demand, and that's how we lose determination. But senses need to be controlled, and out of those senses, one of the sense, that is the tongue, if that is controlled, Prabhupada saying, yes, then determination will be there. Okay, let us go to the second reason. The second reason is, Srila Prabhupada says, this is in the 7th chapter of the Gita, 29th verse. Krishna is saying there, intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. And Prabhupada says, if our goal for spiritual practice, if our goal is not to be free from birth and death, then determination will not be there. Prabhupada says. What is the goal for spiritual practice? Sometimes we may take to spiritual practice for various reasons, but it has to go to a point. I want to go. The Atma, the soul, which is experiencing birth and death. Right? How many of us have changed bodies in this life? We have changed body. Generally, reincarnation means we change body at the point of death. We die, we give up this body, and we take up new body. Krishna is saying in the Gita, you have changed bodies in this life also. Right? We were this small, and our mother could play with us. Where is that body now? Where is that body gone? We be young, and then we become old. Boyhood to youth to old age. We have changed bodies, but we are the same person, constant soul, Atma. Right? So, this Atma, which is changing bodies in this life, and at death, we will again change body and take a completely new body. Right? We give up the old body. This changing of this birth and death that we are experiencing, Atma is not supposed to go through this. It's a punishment on us. That Atma, like how many of us, nobody amongst us would ever want to experience death, right? But the body will undergo death. The soul does not want to, because we are not supposed to experience death. So Srila Prabhupada says, when our spiritual practice, the goal is, I want to go beyond birth and death. That goal, right? Then determination will come. Any goal shorter than that, our determination may not last. Hmm? So, just like somebody, like in India, we take trains to travel, right? And the trains have various compartments, right? We have a second class, first class super, and first class this, that. So many things are there. Now somebody takes to buys a ticket of the best possible seat and arrangement, and imagine this whole family goes in and sits there, takes their place, their seats, arranges everything, and after 24 hours you realize the train did not move, but you have started liking your place. My seat, my things are already arranged, everything is so good. But what was the goal? The goal was to reach the destination. That's why we took the train or we take the flight. But if it remains, if it stands there itself, similarly in spiritual life, when we take to spiritual practice, what is the goal? The goal is to go beyond birth and death. The goal is to experience deathlessness, right? But when we do not care for that, or we do not have that goal, Srila Prabhupada says, then determination may not be there. The required determination will not be there. Third reason. Srila Prabhupada says, while practicing spiritual life, spiritual practices, when we do not see our impending death, the death can come anytime. How many of us were there alive when COVID was around? We all went through that phase where we so close to death. Okay, how many of us forgot about COVID by now? See what happens to us? Time and again, we feel, no, it will not happen to me. I have my arrangements, I have my medicines, and I have my money, and I have my arrangements. This will not happen to me. So in Mahabharata, when the Pandavas were in exile, they the Pandavas they were going through the forest and they were very thirsty. They were looking for water. And Yudhishthir saw the eldest of the Pandavas. He saw some birds flying in the sky. And he made a logical conclusion, there must be a water body here. They all went, and Yudhishthir sent one his brothers, go fetch water for others. We're already tired, we are thirsty. But whomever he sent, the five brothers, four of them went, did not come back. Yudhishthir was like, what happened? Nobody's coming back. Then Yudhishthir goes towards the lake. He hears a sound. Right? The sound, uh, the sound he heard, that the sound was saying, I am the owner of this water body. I asked your brothers, answer my questions, but none of them did it. They all were forcing, no, we want water first. Look at them. They tried and now they're lying unconscious here. If you also don't listen to me, you will also meet the same fate. Yudhishthir said, yes, no problem. If it belongs to you, whatever price you want me to answer your questions, I will do that. So there are many questions that are asked there by this ethereal personality. And one of the questions which is pertinent to our topic, the question was asked, what is the most astonishing thing in this world? Right? So when this question was asked, Yudhishthir Maharaj answers, Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti yamalayam sesha sthavaram icchanti kimascharya atah param. What is more of a thing of amazement than this? What? Yudhishthir said, every day we see so many people dying. But those who remain, they think we are not going to die. Nobody ever feels, I may also. Right? In the Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj got a curse that he will die within 7 days. Right? Do we know how much time period we have? How much time do we have with us? 7 days only. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. Not more than that. We also have 7 days only. Right? We also don't. So when we do not know, all the more we should understand if it can come any moment, as sure as death, they say. Right? And the astonishing fact is, nobody plans for it. If it's going to come, why not be serious about spiritual practice? But when we do not see our impending death, right, what do? Then our spiritual practice does not have the momentum that is needed. But we understand, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be tomorrow, if I'm going to remain tomorrow. Like if somebody is on a death row, has already been awarded capital punishment. Now such a person who knows I will be hanged, I'll get hanged anytime to die, right? Now to such a person who is in the jail or is supposed to get, capital punishment, now you take nice feast, right? 100 items you prepare and you give this person, please eat. Next 10 minutes, you will be hanged to death. Do you think this person can eat anything? Nothing. No, I don't want anything. What's remaining? Why should I eat now? Right? Similarly, we all actually are on a death row. Right? If a medicine has a manufacturing date, it also has a expiry date. For us, the manufacturing date is the birth date. The only thing is, we do not know this date. All the more when we do not know, how much serious should we be about spiritual practice? So when our goal is to go, when we do not see our impending death, then we find we lack determination on the spiritual path. Right? We may find reasons why to be so serious. Why should I, chant? Why should I, you know, yeah, Prabhupada is telling us, gurus are telling us, teachers are telling us, you can do more. But then so if I can say it in Hindi, back in India, we have a proverb which says, uh, कल करे सो आज करे सो अब पल में परलय होएगी बहुरी करेगा कब. Actually the meaning, whatever you had planned to do, day after, do it today. No, do it now. You do not know when dissolution will happen, pralay will happen. You don't have any time, much time with you. Don't waste time, do it right away. Right? But then people will change the proverb. आज करे सो कल करे सो परसों, इतनी भी जल्दी क्या है प्यारे, जग जीना है बरसों. Right? Why to, if you're supposed to do something today, you can do it tomorrow, day after. What's the hurry? Right? We are after hurry, not in hurry. What is the need? Why should we be so serious? Because we cannot see our death, impending death. Then we cannot be determined on the spiritual path. The fourth reason that Srila Prabhupada gives, Prabhupada says, why we are not determined, right? When we are not free from sinful reactions, Prabhupada says, if I can say it. The 7th chapter, 28th verse. Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam didavratah. Who can take resolute determination for practicing spiritual life? Who can be resolute on this path? Krishna says, for those who have stopped committing, wrong acts, sinful acts, they are beyond it. They know how to live life. They know how to live on the straight path. They know how to live, ahimsa, right? Without violence, non-violent lives, right? Their eating, their dealings, their behavior is non-violent, right? So yesham tva antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam. So Prabhupada says, when you have given a full stop to your sinful activities. So Srila Prabhupada, when he was preaching in New York, uh, this was in 1966, when Prabhupada was preaching in New York, few people started coming for his programs. They became serious. And Prabhupada told them, there's a concept called taking initiation from Guru, from spiritual master. And they all agreed, yes, Swamiji, we want to seriously practice. Please tell us what to do. So when the initiations happened, the serious vow that a disciple takes, Srila Prabhupada told them, you should chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Chant 16 rounds. And they were like, yeah, no problem, we will chant. Practice will do. Yes, we are serious. The next day when they came for the class, Prabhupada told them, yesterday I told you the do's. Today I'll tell you the don'ts. And they're like, what? You could have told everything the first day itself. The second day, Prabhupada told them, no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. These 4 things have to be discarded from your life. These are strict no, no, no. That also they agreed for. They continued. After the lecture got over that day, Srila Prabhupada saw something. The the devotees who had come for the program, they heard they were ready to chant 16 rounds. They were ready to follow the 4 relative principles. After the program got over, they went across the street to a shop, a donut shop, and they were eating donuts. And the next morning, Srila Prabhupada says, I have third thing to offer now. And they were like, what? What's going to come now? And Prabhupada, he was a sannyasi from India. right? A monk from India, and he did not know the American ways. And Prabhupada in the lecture says, devotees do not eat do nots. Devotees do not eat do nots. So he could not pronounce donuts. Prabhupada said donut, do nuts. Devotees do not. So saying no to sense gratification, right? So uh, when we are not free from our sinful, I'm sorry, when we are not free from sinful reactions, we do not put a full stop to our sinful activities, our determination will not last. Like if I try to uh, fill water in a bucket, right? But if the bucket has a leak, has a hole, can I fill water? Will the water ever get filled? Never. Similarly, when we want to advance on the spiritual path, we have to plug all those holes of sinful activities. If anything is going on in your life, take guidance, plug them, and then you can do determined practice. Otherwise, your determination leaks, right? Okay. The last, Srila Prabhupada says, uh, we have expectations from bhakti, from the spiritual path. What expectations do I have? Sometimes we want quick results. Right? I have begun last 1 year. I am practicing. What's going on? I'm not feeling any change. No, it will happen. You continue practicing. You're on the right path. Go on with determination. The results will come. One time, one lady, she came to Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, when I chant Hare Krishna, I see a red light. Prabhupada said, continue chanting, it will go away. For her, success was, I see a red light. And Prabhupada said, good, possible, you can see red light, but that's not the success. But we have certain expectations that we keep. If I am on the spiritual path, oh, God should, make my life trouble free. If I am on the spiritual path, my children should have the best education and there should be no problem in our life. We all keep these expectations, and when these expectations, which if they are not met, what happens? Then our determination does not remain. Sometimes we may have to undergo or face adverse circumstances on the spiritual path, something that was not planned, not part of my, like I had not planned for it, and suddenly some calamity comes, right? Are we ready to tolerate it? Are we ready to go through it? Right? So we take up devotional service in exchange of certain expectations. When those expectations are there, right? What happens? Our determination may not remain. So Srila Prabhupada says, expectations kill our devotional spirit, Prabhupada says, when we keep expectations. So our duty should be, I simply render devotional service, simply render bhakti, devotional practices. For whose pleasure? Not my pleasure. For Krishna's pleasure, right? When we have that in mind, okay, let us do a quick revision. How much time do I have now? It's 8 o'clock. Okay, 8:25. I'll stop. So we discussed 5 reasons for not having determination, right? Which was the first one? We are attached to sense gratification, sense enjoyment. We just want to give to our senses, right? Then determination will not. Like sometimes, devotees were chanting, let's say 2 rounds, 4 rounds, 8 rounds. After every round, suddenly you feel hungry, I want to eat something. The senses keep on demanding, right? And especially the day you decide, I'm going to fast. And that day the tongue is like, this is the day I want to eat more, right? So the first reason was our attachment to sense gratification. Second, our goal is not to be free from birth and death. The third reason, we do not see our impending death. It can come anytime. I don't have much time with me. Let me practice. Prahlad Maharaj, 5-year-old boy, he's telling his friends, you already lost 5 years. This human form is very rare. Whatever time you have, pick it up. Do not lose any more time. So when we do not see our impending death, then we will not be determined. The fourth reason, sins. When we are not free from sinful activities, the reactions, you can't do anything. Whatever we have done, whatever actions we have done, the reactions will come. We cannot stop. We can stop further actions at least. Any further action? No, 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 no. We have to be careful with it. Okay, fifth, we have expectation. We keep some hidden expectations. If some things in my life, if they go on nice as per my plan, then bhakti is very nice. Then devotional service is good. But when my expectations are not met, then one may feel, oh, devotional service is becoming difficult. The determination may not be there to practice. Okay, how to become determined in devotional service? We should not just focus on negativities. No, not determined. Not how do you get this quality of determination? Krishna in the Gita, he says the divisions of faith. Krishna gives. He says determination is also in three modes: determination in ignorance, determination in passion, and determination in goodness. Right? So one can be determined in ignorance. I will see how it will not happen. Right? Or I can compete with somebody. If that person is doing this much, I will also do a little. So that could be determination, ignorance, passion. Prabhupada says we should cultivate determination, this quality also in goodness, sattva guna. Right? And this discussion comes in the sixth canto of Bhagavatam, where the story of Ajamil is discussed. There are 6 verses. You'll find various purports in this. The purports to these 6 verses, Prabhupada uses this word determination many times there. And all the reasons Prabhupada gives how to cultivate determination are in the mode of goodness. I'll tell you the story. What happens in the story is Ajamil, very nice, very gentle boy, right? He has a family, wife, children, he has his parents, very nice, everything going on very nice. One day he goes to the forest to collect flowers and some more articles for the worship of his father, for the fire sacrifice and everything. And when he's there, on that day, on a certain day, he saw a man and a woman, together, doing their activities. And Ajamil, behind the tree, standing behind the tree, was observing what's going on here. What are they talking? How are they dealing? What all going on? He kept on looking for a long time. But then he decided, no, 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 I'm not here for all this. He did his work and he went home. But by the time he was home, again the thoughts about that lady now were there in his mind. And by the time he was sleeping, he started thinking, I also want to get that lady. I also want to be with that lady. And very soon, he brought that lady home as a servant to take care of the errands at home. And the first people at home who observed, the first ones were the parents. And the parents told Ajamil, no, no, this is not proper. What's going on? Ajamil threw off his parents. I want this lady here. You can get out of this home. Then, after some time, the wife spoke out. And Ajamil threw out his wife also out of home. I don't want any relationship with you. I want to keep this lady here. Right? And Ajamil stayed with that lady for till the time he was like 88 years old. Ajamil fathered 10 children with her. And now, when Ajamil is 88 and is lying on his deathbed, about to die, Ajamil sees that the messengers of death have come to take him. And in that fearful condition, when he's facing death, Ajamil wants to call out to somebody for help. They are so scary. Right? How many Yamadutas came? The messengers of death. How many come actually? Anybody experience? Oh, oh, she's saying 4 came for you. No, no. How many come generally? How many visit you? If they have to visit, if the messengers of death they visit, how many of them visit? 3. Only 3 will come. Only 3 will come. For all of us, 3 will come. If they have to come, if we have to see them, right? They generally say, I see you. Right? So why 3 come? Because sinful acts, wrong acts happen through 3 ways. Mind, body, and words. So 3 will come. They keep nice database of all our activities. They know what we have done with these three: mind, body, and words. And only three come. Now when he saw these fearsome people, wow, he in that condition, he was looking for help. He saw his youngest child, and this child he had named Narayan. And Narayan also happens to be the name of God, right? So he helped in his helpless condition. He thought, Narayan, Narayan, help me, Narayan. And when he called out at the point of death, he took the name of God. How many Vishnudas came? The messengers of God, messengers of death were three. How many messengers of God came now? Four. Why four? To overpower the other three? No, no, no. Why did four come? Yes, because he chanted the four syllable name Na, Ra, Ya, Na. Imagine if we chant Hare Krishna at the point of death, there'll be a traffic jam. Traffic jam of Vishnu Rutas. Right? So now four Vishnu Rutas appeared, and now the messengers of death and the messengers of God, they're talking. This party is saying he's our client. He has to go with us. And the messengers of God are saying no. Because at the point of death, in the Gita also Krishna says, at the point of the death, if you think of me, then you'll come back to me. Right? So life is the preparation, death is the examination. No, I'll change my statement. Life is the preparation and death is the surprise examination. Right? It's a surprise. It's going to come as surprise to us. Right? That's why they say, you know, between B, so the alphabets, there's B and there is D, birth and death. And in between, there is C, choices. What choice do you make while you're alive? And at the point of death, what do you choose? I want to remember God. I want to remember Krishna. Right? When you think of God at the point of death, Krishna says, then you have won over the cycle of birth and death. No more, no more birth for the soul in this world again. You go back to Vaikuntha, the spiritual birth. So Ajamil, while he's observing the messengers of death and the messengers of God, they're talking. And ultimately the messengers of God win. Yes, this guy, because he chanted at the point of death, he may not have called out to God, he may have called out his son, but yet the name was that. So he's given a second chance. The soul once again allowed, okay, continue for some more time in this body. But now Ajamil, this person who has got a lease of life, decides, I will become serious in my spiritual life. It's a mercy that I have received. I should have been taken to hell for punishment. But now that I have second life, I want to take to determined practice of spiritual life. So this is sixth canto, second chapter, 32nd to 37th verse. If you ever get a chance, please try to read that section. Right? You can read. Prabhupada talks about determination there. So we'll quickly take up. Prabhupada says, how do you get genuine determination in mode of goodness, which is required on the spiritual path? Determination, the commodity of determination will require this currency. You'll have to collect the quality of determination. But this determination has to be in mode of goodness. So Srila Prabhupada says the first reason Prabhupada says is we have to realize our insignificant position, Prabhupada says. Right? Our insignificant positions, Prabhupada says, we may have been, right? What all, right? Before coming to spiritual path, we may have been the kind of persons we may have been like, sometimes very far away from spiritual practice. You know, we may only be having only material aspirations in life. If we look at ourselves, right, we may not be the best candidate on the for the spiritual path. So when we remember our insignificant position, then Srila Prabhupada says from there, never forget what was I, right? Always remember that, right? So I could have given you a nice story here, but we don't have time. So we move ahead. We have time. Time. So one time, okay, I'll tell you. One time, one person came from village to the town, and he wanted to take up a job, and nobody would even allow him to stand near the office building or any place. So he just went to one office building, and outside the gate, this person was sitting there, thinking, "I'm hungry. I have nothing. My clothes are torn. Nobody wants me." But then the CEO of that company, he came in his car and saw this guy in this poor condition. He said, "What do you want? Why are you sitting here?" He said, "I just want a job. If I can be given a job, I'll do honest work." Right? This person said, "Okay, you're sitting at the gate here. You become you take care of the security for my office." He's like, "What? Are you sure nobody wants to give me a job looking at my condition?" I said, "No, I want to give you a job." And he was made the security for the company there at the gate. Sit there. And very soon, because of his good work, he was taken in the office as a clerk, then as an officer, then as a manager. Very quick promotions, very honest, very sincere, right? But because this person got quick promotions, everyone else in the office became envious. Oh, we have been here for this long, and this guy is getting so much favor from the boss. They were trying to find some mistake in his character, some mistake in him. And then what did they find? They found that, in his cabin, office cabin, this person, before going home, before ending the day, he goes inside in his cabin. He opens a door. He would open a door, go in, remain there for some time, and then come out. And they observed what's going on. There is something inside that he has hidden. He's stealing. And so they kept observing him. And at the right time, the boss was informed. We doubt that he's stealing in the office. He goes inside and he is keeping some money there, right? Now the boss felt, no, no, he has been such a good guy. I saw him on the street, and I gave him a job, and he's been very honest and sincere. Why are you? No, but we observed. So the boss, along with these colleagues, he came in and he told this guy, "I want to see what's inside." He said, "Please don't ask. Don't see." He said, "No, I want to check. You go every evening. You are going in and you are hiding some. No, boss also started saying, "You are hiding something there. What is it that you are cheating me?" This person, "Please listen to me. I'm honest." "No, I want to see." And when they opened the door, all that was there inside that small room was a suitcase. I said, "Yes, that's where you're hiding money. That's where you're you whatever you have stolen is there." I said, please don't ask me to open this suitcase." "No, you have to open it. We'll break the lock otherwise." And he opened the suitcase, and all that was there inside was some torn clothes. And the boss said, "What? You come to see this thing every day? This suitcase and this torn clothes?" He said, "Yes." So why? And this person said, "Every evening I go back to this suitcase, and these were the clothes which I was wearing when I had come to the city. The same torn, filthy clothes. I every day look at them to keep remembering this is what I was and what have you made me. You have given me a chance. Otherwise, what would be my condition? Just so that I don't forget my insignificant position. It, I should not get proud and I should not commit a mistake. I want to remain humble." Right? So, on the spiritual path, also, we should not allow pride to take over. We should remain humble, understanding I am not the fit candidate here. It's the mercy of God that He's allowing me to practice. So the second reason Prabhupada says this one, always understand it's God's mercy. Right? It's Krishna's mercy that I'm being allowed to practice. I'm being given the opportunity to practice devotional service. Ajamil says there, oh, I've been so sinful, right? I was not supposed to get this rare chance, right? Bhakti, devotional service, very rarely achieved, right? Bhagavatam says the rarest of rare thing in this world is to get the human form. The rarer than that is to get bhakti. And rarer than that in bhakti is to get association of genuine practitioners. Imagine how much mercy has been showed upon us, right? So always understanding it is Krishna's mercy by which I'm able to practice. So Prabhupada says those engaged in devotional service should always consider what our position was before we came and what it is now. We had fallen into abominable lives, as so many sinful activities, but we have been given the opportunity to chant Hare Krishna mantra. Therefore we should always appreciate this opportunity. Hmm. The third reason is Srila Prabhupada says we should always pray to Krishna for determination, that we remain fixed on the spiritual path. Always pray, then Krishna can award us the determination. Never think it's going to happen because of my strength. Right? It is Krishna's mercy. One time, Prabhupada, he was praying to the deities at Juhu temple in India. And Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was standing next to him. And Prabhupada kept on praying for a long time. Right? So Tamal Krishna Maharaj, his disciple, he asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, what did you pray for this long? And Srila Prabhupada answered, I was praying to the deities, please protect me from falling down. Right? Please protect me from Maya. I want to remain sincere on this path. And his disciple Tamal Krishna Maharaj, very senior person, he asked, Prabhupada, you also need to pray like this? Said, everyone should pray. Prabhupada said, right? When what are prayers? Right? So our prayers go up and mercy comes below. Right? When we pray, then God's mercy comes to us. Right? So we must pray to the Lord that we remain fixed on the spiritual path. Okay. The fourth reason in the series of that purports, Prabhupada says we should take up vows to please Krishna. Then determination. Small vows, small things. Every week I'll attend a program where I'll get to associate with spiritual minded people. Every day I'll chant a certain number of rounds of the holy name, of the mantra. Right? I will chant some mantra. I will do some service, right, to those who are spiritual aspirants. Right? I will do some service to Guru, to my spiritual mentor, to teacher. Right? So when we take up the vows to please Krishna, right? Generally, we take up vows. We take vows to and we keep ourselves in the center. Like somebody may say, "I will not take sweet," right? In this Kartik month, right? Somebody can do that, right? Ramprabhu? People can do that, right? People can do that, right? But here, once again, we are the center. I will not eat sweet. No, but vow was supposed to be for pleasing Krishna, right? Somebody is not liking this example. Right? So we take up vows, little under blessings, under guidance, we take up vows, but those vows should be very clear for whose sake, for whose pleasure. Will it please God? Will it please Krishna? Then I take up those vows. Otherwise, generally, our mistake is we take up vows, but again, keeping ourselves in the center. That should not happen. The fifth reason Prabhupada says for getting genuine determination on the spiritual path, Prabhupada says always associate with other spiritualists, like-minded devotees, Prabhupada says. When we take association, their determination rubs on us. When we see others, wow, they are doing so much, I also should do, right? When some we see somebody taking giant strides on the spiritual path, then we also feel like, oh, I also should do something. If these people can do so much, why should I not? Gandhiji would say, in material life, you should look at those who are below you, right? And on the spiritual path, you should look at those who are ahead of you. But generally, what do we do? Exactly opposite. On the spiritual path, we find they're not doing, then why should I do? And on the material path, oh, there is so much I have to do, there is so much I have to cover. Exactly opposite, right? But what is the ideal case? On the spiritual path, those who are ahead of me, I should look up to them. And on the material path, we should say, oh, I, I have much that I already have. I need not run the material race so much. Let me also take to spiritual life seriously. So when we associate with like-minded spiritualists or we associate with devotees, then their genuine spiritual determination rubs on us. Okay, the last. Srila Prabhupada says we should be determined to follow our spiritual authority, which is gurus, our superiors, right? We all should have somebody whom we look up to, whose guidance we look up to, whose blessings we look up to. And their displeasure, oh, we never want to displease them. Like, like saying, uh, I'm giving example back in India. If I have some issue with somebody, I can go to a lower court, and if I don't like the decision that comes there, I can go to a high court. I don't like the decision there, I can go to the Supreme Court. After that, there's no international court now. You can't take this matter. We should all ask, who is my Supreme Court? Where I'll stop. Not after this. No more talking. No more arguments after this. This person, and that should be a living person. Huh? Very important. It should not be somebody who is no more. Right? My authority is Jesus. Very good. You follow Jesus, you hear Jesus, you take the lesson, but you need a living person, right? Whom you can go and talk to, take guidance, take blessings, right? We can have our gurus, we can have our spiritual teachers, right? And they can be anybody from wherever we can learn. But our Supreme Court, we should have somebody living who we, to whom we can say, this person is the authority for me. If any doubts, I go to this person. If I am going to take up some spiritual vows, I inform this person. If I want blessings, I look up to blessings of this person. Right? So when our determination is there to, when we have an authority in our life and we follow that authority, Prabhupada says, then you see what determination you get. Prabhupada says, then the determination comes as blessings. So there's one example. There could be two. I'll discuss one. Prithu Maharaj, one great personality, a great king. In Bhagavatam, we hear his example. Prithu Maharaj wanted to do, 100 sacrifices, fire sacrifices, horse sacrifices. And these 100 were to be done in that era. Yagya, the fire sacrifice was the process. And 100, if you do, then it would bring good, you know, circumstances, for the citizens. Let's say a good situation. Now 99 were done, and the 100th one was remaining. But when the 100th one was going on, another personality by the name Indra, he was envious. Oh, I have done 100. He will also do 100. Then what is special about me? What would he do? He would come again and again and stop that sacrifice. And Prithu, this personality, instructed his son, go kill Indra. He doesn't deserve to live. Right? He should. I am not causing any harm to him. Why should he come in? But Indra does a great job, great seva. He's the devata. He's the god for all the other devatas. He's the king amongst the devatas, right? But when Prithu gives the instruction, Brahmaji, the senior most guy in the creation, he comes in and he tells Prithu, stop, don't do this. I know Indra is at fault, but I am telling you to stop. And Prithu says, if you are saying, I stop. I will not do it. You are my authority. I know I am not wrong what I'm doing in whatever I'm doing, but you are instructing me, so I stop. And as soon as he says I stop, Vishnu comes in and gives darshan. And Prithvi is wondering, after 100 he should have come. After 99, how did he come in? And Vishnu says, because you followed your authority. Then that's why I have appeared and I want to give you blessings now. Right? So we'll quickly repeat the 6 reasons for getting genuine. From where do we get genuine determination? The first is to realize our insignificant position. The second one was the opportunity, mercy of God. It's mercy that I am able to practice devotional service. The third reason, pray. Always pray for that genuine determination. Fourth, take up vows. For what? For my pleasure? Take up vows to please Krishna. Fifth one, associate with like minded devotees, spiritual practitioners. Then determination will come. And the sixth one, we all should have a spiritual authority and we take a vow. I will listen and I'll follow. Then that determination will come. Prabhupada says. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. If you have any questions, comments, clarifications, some reflections, if you would like to share, you could do that now. We have a spare mic. It's coming. Okay.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. I just have a quick question. You were mentioning 5.
I'll try to give a quick answer.
don't worry about that.
I'll try to be quick.
The first we were discussing the 5 things that hinder our determination, and
Yes.
you said that oftentimes we don't see that the death is right here, but also in Bhagavad Gita that you quoted so many times today, it was said that whatever spiritual would do, Krishna preserves us. So whatever we do spiritually, Krishna preserves us.
Yes.
So then why do I need to really hurry? Because in the next life where I stopped, anyway, I'll take up from there, right? So how to be determined and actually see that death is
It's not necessary that I'll get the human form again.
How?
No. Why is it necessary?
But there it says so.
No, so Bharat Maharaj, if you see Bharat's story, he got this. Yesterday we were discussing the second birth he got as deer.
Yeah, but he remembered everything.
Agreed. But such a dangerous position to be in, to lose the human form. I would like to be in the human. That's why I said the rarest is to get the human form. Now, when I have it, why should I waste a moment? Any moment, every moment I should want to invest on the spiritual path. Why should I waste my time otherwise in all other activities? As much as possible, I connect to God. As much as possible, I connect myself to spiritual activities because it's not necessary. My spiritual credits will remain intact. But Bharat got it in one life. He became once again got the human form. Not necessary that I may get. Then what do? I go on. And then I get a chance once again. So if I have it now, the human form, the Atma, the soul has the human body, which is the most conducive for spiritual practice. Look around. And you see any four-legged here? Beings? Right? Only humans, right? So if spiritual discussions only humans, spiritual practice only for humans, how much should I, understand that I can lose it anytime? And when will I get? I have no control over it.
But I heard that next life you will be born to a devotee family, so technically it will be even easier to practice.
No. If you see the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says those who have practiced for long, they get human birth. Not everyone. To take birth in the human form, the soul should, so to get birth in a family of devotees, that soul should have practiced for long time. Then, otherwise, no. If small practice, Krishna says, then you take birth in the house of rich aristocratic people, where material problems, at least the material struggles of life, may not be there. But generally, when you take birth in a rich family, you may
Don't
all the more
enjoy it.
forget Krishna, all the more forget spiritual path. That's the danger. But for those who have practiced for long, those souls take birth in such homes or houses. Hmm? Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Gopika. You want to share your reflection? Yeah, please continue. You can take the mic. You can take.
There's another shloka for determination.
Yes, tell us.
వ్యవసాయాత్మిక బుద్ధిరేకే ఆకురందన బహుశాఖ హీనంతశ్చ బుద్ధే వ్యవసాయినాం.
Haribo. Thank you. Thank you. Any reflections? Any comments? If you... Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu, for such enlightening class, and we can all implement in this Damodar month. One question I have is that you mentioned one of the things that dampens bhakti is attachment to sense gratification or sinful activity, etc. Sinful activity. So in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it says that the proclivity to do sinful activity that's fed by sinful activity. It's like a vicious cycle.
It's a vicious cycle, yeah.
So proclivity, then
inclination remains.
Inclination remains. Papam, bijam,
Yes.
Prarabdha, prarabdha. So it says that devotional service has the capacity to burn that out.
Yeah.
So my question is, how long does it take for the proclivity to go? And second part of that same question is how to make it fast.
How long I and you cannot decide it, and I or you cannot say this much time. It's a definite time for it. But depending on how serious, how sincere, and how much without ulterior motives we practice. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusha param. There should be a speed in our devotional service. Right? How do you understand that you are practicing with a certain speed? You cannot, others can. When a fast moving vehicle at a speed goes next to you, you can understand, बहुत speed hai. The speed of your bhakti, others will feel बहुत fast hai. Right? So there has to be a tivrata. Either others or our spiritual mentors can tell us, no, this is what you can do. Don't compare with others. You can do more. Right? So a tivrata in our bhakti, with sincerity, with seriousness, without ulterior motives, then it can happen fast. All that, what happens by that is we are attracting Krishna's mercy all the more. By ourselves being genuine, ourselves being sincere and serious. Right? But ultimately, it is Krishna is sitting in the heart. He's going to purify the heart. Right? All that we know do is Shushrushosha Dhanasa Vasudeva Katha Ruchi Syan Mahat, no, not that one. Krishna sitting in the heart purifies our heart. What is the Bhagavatam verse every morning we recite? Shunu Katha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantasto hi abhadrani. Dirty we have done. We have made it dirty. Cleaning Krishna can do. But Krishna does that only when we are sincere in our practice. But you cannot put a time limit on it. You cannot do that this many lives or this one life. Right? But Srila Prabhupada is saying if you chant 16 rounds and you follow the 4 don'ts and you humbly serve in the movement and cooperate with devotees, Prabhupada is saying, I will take you back in this life. That Prabhupada can do. Right? That Guru can do. Like if I want to rent a house in this area, what's the rate? Rent a house here. What is it? What is the rate going on now? Like per, a month? 7,000 a month? Wow. That's a fortune. $7,000. Let's say somebody is asking for 10, right? And I am ready to pay 7, right? The owner is saying 10. and I say 7, then I have a property broker in between. That's what you call it, property broker, property agent, real estate agent. This real estate agent goes to the owner and tells, nobody will give you 10, agree for 8. And this guy comes to me and says, what will you get in 7 here, man, in this area? At least give 8. I say 8, and the owner, okay, 8. Right? Otherwise, it was not going to happen. This agent comes in between. So for me, I say minimum chanting. Without chanting, can I go? And Krishna says, no, satatam kirtayanto mam. 24 hours you're supposed to chant. And I'm like, whoa, 24 hours I cannot chant. Prabhupada comes in between and goes to Krishna. इससे नहीं होगा. कुछ काम, you got no good. Kaliyuga Jiva. You agree for 16 rounds. And Prabhupada comes to me and says, see, the expectation is very high. I am telling you, just chant 16. I will take you. I say, wow, what was expected? Only 16 rounds. I will chant. Then Prabhupada comes in between me and Krishna and says, yes, the deal is done. But at least Prabhupada we should follow. Prabhupada we should listen. And Prabhupada is guaranteeing in this life I'll take you. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much for I always admired Prabhuji's talks because he makes it very practical and very deep, but makes it very simple as well, and filled with lot of analogies and stories. So it's engaging. I suddenly checked, the time is up. He's keeping track of time. I lost track of time actually. That we actually went beyond time. So I'm really grateful that we have the fortune actually today that got his association, got such deep insights about determination, and we wish and pray that Prabhu comes again and gives us the blessings. Thank you so much.
And I want to say special thanks to Krishangi because she's the mastermind behind this series. So she's the one who's orchestrating this program and many other programs in many homes. So thank you, Krishangi. And she is and also
She's
sorry.
the one who takes such vows.
Yeah, and
I will not take sweet. I ensured that she ate sweets today. Broke her vow on the first day.
And also my personal thanks to Sita Rani. Actually, raise your hand, please. Everybody should see her. Many of the food items like the sambar, which was a super hit, I think. Everybody told me she's the one who prepared it. And she also made the millet roti, which is extremely difficult to make. No, she and Krishangi and you made together. So we're not understanding who is the real maker, but I think they both made it together. So special thanks for that special treat for us. Thank you, both of you. Huh? No, not now. Yeah. So for those who missed the prasad, we still have the food, so don't worry, don't freak out. It's there, you can eat. Yeah. And thank you so much, Prabhuji, for gracing us, and we are extremely thankful for your association. Hare Krishna.
Please come again.